All right.
Hey, Barbara, it's Joe Magneri.
Hi, Joe. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. Barbara, if you don't mind, can you just toss me to the front and ask me some questions? I have a family
Yes,
event.
we'll do.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
let's get started. All right, we're going to start with welcome everybody first, and we'll start with the meeting guidelines. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara Stronzer, and I'm Chair of the Parks Recreation Committee for Community Board 7. You will see the agenda in a few minutes. On September 22nd, Mayor Adams issued Executive Order 210 extending the state of emergency then through October 22nd, but now it's been extended through November 22nd. Accordingly, boards are able to continue to act under the emergency section of the video conferencing law. The board will continue remotely. Minutes and video recording will be made available on our website. If you are calling into the meeting on the conference call, controls are as follows: to hear all available commands, enter ** on your phone. *6 will mute or unmute yourself, and *9 to virtually raise your hand. We will run this meeting as follows. Bronx Community Board 7 has the right to remove and or ask the public. Trying to get this out of the way so I can read the rest of this. I have it right here. Okay. Ask a member of the public to leave a meeting or block participation of anyone who engages in inappropriate conduct, including but not limited to obscene or offensive images or language, personal attacks, threats, or any other behavior that reasonably impedes the orderly administration of the meeting. Repeated offenses will be reviewed by the board's executive committee or any other assigned committee for a ban. From the above committee of the participant in the event of repeated disruptive behavior. If a person outbreaks continue, this will be considered disturbing the peace and the authorities will be summoned. Everyone beside the speaker or presenter will stay muted throughout the meeting. After each presentation is over, I will inquire if committee members have questions. Committee members will signify that they have a question by pressing the raised hand button on your access screen, or request to speak through the chat, or when the chair opens the floor. Okay, and then after committee members, we will take questions from the public. Right. All right, the next item on our agenda will be our attendance. All right. I'm present. Tasha Andrews.
Tasha Andrews, present.
Thank you. Betty Arce.
Betty Arce, present.
Thank you. Daisy Perry.
Daisy Perry, present.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed.
Gwen Thomas Steed, present.
Thank you. Ruth Caraballo.
Ruth Caraballo, present.
Thank you. And Toby Buford.
Toby Buford, present.
Thank you. All right, great. We have everybody in attendance. And from attendance, we have to take a look at the previous month's minutes. All right, I'll scroll down slowly if anybody has any additions or any deletions. Please speak up. Maintenance issues, we talked about that infamous Packer. All right, and we have reports from the recreation centers and the Friends. And we went through our budget requests, which, by the way, were added for the most part. And we mentioned one of the problems at PSA Playground regarding safety during the lunchtime period. All right, do we have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I have a question. This is Gwen.
Okay, go ahead, Gwen.
On the Aqueduct Park cleanup on 11/5, did that take place?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
that took place.
I hope I'm not out of order. Yes, it did.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Toby. Thank you.
Okay.
You're
Do
welcome.
we have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion to accept, Gwen.
Okay, Gwen, seconded.
Ruth seconds the motion.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
I good. Okay, we'll move on then.
Sorry, it's Daisy. I had a question. Did we send out those letters that we said we would send to people about the problems from that last meeting?
Problems. We followed up, yes,
Okay,
whatever was supposed to be done. I think it was more emails than letters, okay? Which is what, is going on today. All right, we'll move the agenda. New business. Now, Joe is here, he's back, and he had asked to be able to speak early on the agenda. All right, Joe, our first question or concern is the maintenance and leaf removal. What is the policy regarding leaf removal, since there are many leaves all over the streets and sidewalks adjacent to the parks?
Sure. So where possible, the game plan is that, like, so on Marshall Parkway, wherever there's a lawn, we're gonna blow as much of the leaves directly onto the lawn and then mulch them with the tractor. So that's the game plan for the parkway. And then, just little by little, there's like, you got a park like Williamsbridge Oval, right? If I just had people picking up leaves all day long, I would never get to pick up any litter. So naturally, litter is always going to be our number one priority, and safety and litter. So you'll see the leaves disappear little by little. It's not going to be, one day you're just going to come out and the whole park, there's not going to be any leaves. Like I said, wherever possible, we're going to blow them into a large area and mulch them, which will make it a lot easier. Is everybody there, or
I'm
Hello?
here. Gwen's here.
I'm here.
did Barbara, I guess something happened to Barbara?
I think we lost her
This
for a
this is
minute.
Tasha. I didn't hear like the last maybe 3 minutes of whatever it is you were saying.
I heard everything till the phone was ringing.
But
Okay, we
Yeah,
lost Barbara.
I stopped. Yeah, I stopped but I lost Barbara, just like she got kicked or
Right.
something.
She
That's why I
has,
stopped.
she's been having some technical difficulties, so we'll have to see if she can
Okay.
come back.
but
Yes.
isn't Barbara the host? How is she gonna let herself back in?
No, I'm still on.
Oh,
So
okay.
I became the host again. So let's just give Barbara a few. I'm gonna call her right now to
Okay.
see if everything is okay. Thank you,
Hi,
everyone.
It's
Okay.
Daisy again. So, hi, I looked at the September minutes and it does say a letter. And I asked the question about, did the letters go out? And she said an email. So I want to bring that up just to make sure, before I approve something, that what we said we would do was done. So that's my only issue. Thanks.
Hey, Joe, what do you know?
Sierra, my man, how are you?
Very well. Trying to help you out there, so be looking out.
We appreciate it. We really do.
Hi, Joe. It's Jean Hill. How you feeling?
How's everyone? I'm well. Yeah, I had surgery, so I was out for about a month and a half.
Oh, Barbara
Right.
did tell us. You know I'm going to come for you because I need my hedges cut, Joe.
Oh no, they didn't cut. They didn't cut them at
Because-
all? No, they cut them in the beginning, right?
Yeah, but they need to come back. They're so high, I can't see over the top of them again, Joe.
Okay, all right.
Put me on the calendar.
Yes.
I would like to get back to leaf
Leaf-
removal.
Leaf
because
removal.
What I'm seeing is your staff blowing the leaves in the street, not the sidewalk, in the street, and nobody seems to be picking up. So
Yeah, well, that's
I
an
don't,
issue. If my staff is blowing it into the street, then that's what's awesome about these meetings is that you could tell me things like that because that just
Okay.
doesn't make any sense. It's gonna just make
right
it
back.
last that much longer. If they blow like on Marshall Parkway, if they were to blow them into the lawn, then naturally that would make sense. But if they're blowing them into the street, they're just it's
Okay.
not doing anything. But that's the goal. The goal is to get it done by little.
These may be the ones outside the wall, along the.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So
They-
then in that case,
so they can't.
in
blow
that case, they
completely
got to
the
pile
wall.
them up and pick them.
Yeah,
In that case, they got to just. Yeah, they got to do it the old-fashioned way and blow them into piles and pick them up. They can't be blown into
Right,
the street.
okay.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Has anyone else noticed problems with leaf removal at their park? Speak up now.
Can you repeat the question?
Has anyone else noticed a problem with leaf removal?
Well, I can tell you DeVoe Park, and I know it's not Joe McNeary's park, but I can tell you the leaves are piling up.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's gonna. You know what happens too with the leaves? It's just. Hold on. I don't. Oh no, I thought I muted myself. You know what happens with the leaves too? It's like they come down gradually, and then one day you'll come out. It just really like maybe it's a windy night or something, and then it's like it looks like forget it. Like there's leaves everywhere. Sometimes it almost feels like it happens overnight. But naturally it's a lot of work picking leaves up. It's not, so I wouldn't expect to see like dramatic, leaf removal results. It's going to be more of a chipping away at a very, very large job.
All right.
Okay.
As far as the fall and winter staffing, has there been any changes? I
No,
know
so
There's
so
a roving crew for Marshalloo, and they don't seem to be using the Webster House anymore.
yeah, I got to follow up with Allison, what she's got them doing exactly. Like I said, I really haven't had like a ton of time to catch up with her. But right now I can give you a number where we're sitting at about 15, but that's with Pop, right? And then we all know that Pop is in and out. It's not really a permanent staffing number. So that could probably, that could change within a month. We could be down to 12, if 3 leave
So
or
it's
it's
for all our parks?
15 for the entire District 7.
Oh, that's terrible, with the number of parks that we have in Ward 7, not good.
Yeah.
All right, especially when we were promised so much more when the mayor was elected, but here we are. Okay, just to follow up, the Reese Street Park we mentioned last month. There was a gentleman here who wanted to set up a barbecue, and Allison said she would, check with whomever. Do you know what the follow-up was on that?
No, I have to talk, but when you say set up a barbecue, what are you talking about?
In Reese Street, the garden that they have there.
Oh, wasn't that like they know what they have to do. They got to go through wasn't that like a big thing for a long time, Barbara?
Yes, you're right.
So whoever's asking this question is kind of just hoping that people forgot that they already made a decision and asking me that. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, all right, a couple of years passed. Let me go ask if I can have a barbecue this was like a big deal a couple of years back.
Okay.
What was the decision? I'm sorry, what was the outcome? Because I was at the meeting. I remember the meeting and I remembered that I think we said that you couldn't have a barbecue on Marshall Parkway.
Yeah, no, that was settled long ago.
Yes, that's what I thought. So I was just wondering if Allison got back to the gentleman.
No,
Put it in
no. but I-
writing.
I want to jump in on that because that's up the block from me at Tracy Towers.
Right, go ahead,
That
Jean.
was, yeah, that was settled that they could not barbecue over there because they had put in permanent barbecue things. Remember, they had the bees over there. Then they had
Right.
the barbecue, then they were giving out honey. And the garden really now over there has fallen into, it looks in disrepair. So I don't know what they're doing with the garden itself, because it doesn't seem to be much work going on over there. But as far as barbecuing, that was a no-no. That got settled a long time when Iris was still the head.
All right, so hopefully.
Yeah, I vividly remember that one. I remember it being, I mean, even like sitting in the meeting, I know, members of not the committee of, that were coming, were having like arguments. That was like a very heated time in Community Board 7 with that garden.
Right, I remember that. I remember Iris had to get the parties together in her office and we had a
Yep.
big meeting. Was not a good time.
No.
Okay, I would also like to find out, have you been having problems with unsheltered individuals in the parks? I know we had several people on Webster under the overpass between Marshalloo South and North, and all of a sudden, the whole area was cleaned up. And I know
Yeah.
we had problems in Poe Park also, so where are we with these issues?
Those come to us, it was really bad over the summer. I know we had the one gentleman on Marshall Parkway that was like just hopping from side to side. At one time, he was by the monument, and he bounced onto the other side. But yeah, I think I've explained our procedure with homeless encampments, with removing the encampment. It's a long process. They have to be actually served an eviction notice. They have to be offered services, and then the day of, they have to be offered services again. And then if they deny, we're able to throw out their belongings, but it has to go through this process. So what happens is people will reach out to us, or we'll see one, we'll notify Parks Police. Parks Police will notify the division that takes care of homeless encampments, and then all the resources go out to them and start the process. So it's kind of like, it's like whack-a-mole, we get them to move, and then they set up somewhere else, and then we get them to move and they set up somewhere else. So that's kind of, it's really like a ongoing, it's like a chess game,
Right. The next item, the Packer. I still see the few staff people that you have out there collecting the garbage and driving the little car that they have to a central location. Why do we not have the Packer coming around?
Aura, I get so embarrassed when I say this every single time I'm on here,
Yes.
because it's like we're a city agency in the biggest city in the world, and we deal with these issues, and I understand it's frustrating. So our Packer came back into service today. It was out yesterday. And it just seems that it just constantly goes out of service. And a big reason for this is that we have no redundancy. We're using the same truck every single day for 8 hours a day, 365 days a year, not being able to switch out trucks when something goes wrong. There's no, so we have to keep up with this garbage. You've seen it when we don't get to the garbage. It piles up so fast, and then it's a health issue. So I mean, it's embarrassing, and I'm sorry, but it's one of those things where it just keeps going out of service. We get it back, it goes back out. And it's a newer truck. It's one of the newer trucks in the borough. Uh-oh. Did we lose Barbara again? I think we lost.
Joe, may I ask you a question
Looks like
regarding Packers?
Yeah.
Is it possible to borrow a Packer from another district that has less parks?
So that's ideal, right? We would share our resources amongst us, but that's where the Parks Department is such a struggle, because there's no redundancy, right? So every every district needs their packer every day.
Okay,
Every district needs their packer, but we're not in it. So sanitation, I explained it like this: sanitation, let's say District 7, their garage probably has 60 garbage trucks, right? And maybe they use 40 a day, and then they have 20 that sit there, so that if God forbid something happens to one of them, they could just park it, put it out of service, and hop on another one and get the garbage picked up. We don't have that capability, so all of our packers are in use at all times. And then the only other way would to be to borrow a packer on overtime. But with the budget, we try not to go crazy with overtime, because between snow and grass, you try not to mess with anything other than those two things, snow and grass.
okay.
Can you hear? Any other concerns?
I just wanted to I have to admit that we don't have trash cans along Marshall Loop Parkway. I haven't seen a lot of household garbage dumped as has been in the past, so I guess it's a good thing. I did see today a lot of black garbage bags. Joe, were those, I'm assuming that was staff picking up trash along the parkway?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
if they were black trash bags,
Yeah,
I would say they were. But if I didn't see them, you know what I mean? I can't be sure.
Where
Well, there's-
exactly?
Excuse me?
Where
Well-
exactly?
Along Marshall Parkway North, on the park side, they were black
I
plastic
mean,
bags
like, you mean like Decatur to Webster, the whole to
from
Decatur?
from Decatur up to Bainbridge. That's what I was walking the dog along.
Those are coming either from that church or the people living there dumping across the street.
No. Serial, this is not that. No, this is not coming from the
I
church.
seen them sitting next to the benches. That's people garbage in those bags. I go
No,
by
I
there
don't.
every day. I go by there every morning. I'm out there 4 or 5 in the morning when nobody's around.
I'm sorry, Serial, let me finish, please. I don't think this was that. I think these were purposely, they were tied up neatly along the park side at different parts. It looked to me like it was done, it didn't look like household garbage or anything like that. These were bags that I believe was trash from the parkway, and that was put there, and I guess to be
Yeah, and
picked up.
And I could get a better what do you call it? A better I'm looking for the word. I could get a better picture about what it was tomorrow from Allison, if it's us or not, and we could touch
Yeah,
base.
I mean, it looked like it was strategically put at different points. It didn't look like, it was like almost at every corner from Bainbridge down to Decatur. So it looked like it was starting to have stuff. That's all I'm saying, from the parkway, not household garbage. It wasn't like haphazard like it's done sometimes with household garbage. It was done, it looked very neatly put there. I guess to be picked up by a packer or something, to be picked up at some point, That's what I saw,
Yeah.
but I wanted to thank you for that. At least it looks a little neater. I don't know if other people noticed the difference, but I think maybe unfortunately not having the trash cans forces people to take their garbage someplace else, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of
This
those
is
things.
Gwen. This is Gwen. I noticed that
Oh.
also
Yeah, it's one of those.
at different intervals.
It's funny how that works. Like a lot of times people are like, "Oh my God, you took away the garbage cans! You took away the garbage cans!" But what happens is when people park their car and they clean out their car, then it becomes like this huge spot for everybody to dump there. And sometimes, like, because in the MTA they took all the garbage cans out of the subways, and litter actually went down in the subways. I mean, there's other problems on the subways, but it's just sometimes it's like almost the opposite effect. Less cans, less garbage. People tend to bring it with them.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me? Because my internet went off again. I'm on the phone again. Do we have any other questions for Joe regarding maintenance before we let him go? Because he has a family engagement tonight. Anybody else? Speak up now. Okay,
Enjoy
thank you.
yourself, Joe.
Guys,
Yes.
it was a pleasure. Listen, just,
And we'll see you at the tree lighting.
yes, you'll see me
hopefully.
at the tree lighting.
Okay, good.
All
Thanks,
right, have a
Joe.
good one.
I
You
think there
got
was
it.
All right,
before
we'll
you,
move on. The date that we picked last month seems to work, so it will be Thursday, December 8th at 6 o'clock on the Parkway. And as in the past, we have used this for our December committee meeting. So I expect to see everybody out there on committee. We met with Carla earlier, both myself and Ruth. So maybe Ruth, would you like to just very quickly tell them some of the things we discussed in our planning meeting?
Sure. We discussed the new vendor for the tree lighting event. We also discussed the invites that went out to all the supporters and to the participants. We're looking to have at least 2 to 3 performances, reaching out to the same schools as last year. And the Friends of Meshulah Parkway will also be supporting us with their table and the hot chocolate and all of the things that we did last year. We're now at the point where we're just waiting to hear back from folks so that we can set invitations and start spreading the word to make sure the community is aware and participates.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions? We will have a second planning meeting, I believe, a week before the tree lighting. And Elizabeth, if you're on, we hope you will be able to meet with us at that point.
I'd love to. I do have a question though. When
Yes.
you do talk to parks, if you can please try to request the wagon with the green curtain. Last year was the first time that they gave us a newer wagon, so I'm crossing my fingers that they can do the same, because it really saved us a good 40 minutes of decorating, you know?
I mean, the curtain that hangs from the stage to the ground?
Yeah, yes, it's on
Okay.
the bottom, and it's
Yes.
the guy said next year to make sure that you ask for the wagon that has the curtain for the bottom half of the stage.
Okay, I will tell Carla to please be sure to follow up with that one. Thank you,
Thanks.
Elizabeth. Any other questions about the tree lighting? Okay, we'll move on to reports from our parks recreation centers. I saw when I had the internet connection in better shape that Shirley was on from St. James. Go ahead, Shirley.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's good this evening. So I don't have any updates as of yet on the opening of the recreation center. So I'm sorry about that. As soon as I do, I will definitely make sure that I have that available to you. Right now, we are planning our 2023 spring calendar. So we will be meeting with council members and, elected officials just to finalize some dates that we have in mind for our family days, roller skating events, silent discos, and things of that nature. So it's going to be very exciting 2023. So that's all that I can give you for now. And I will also be finalizing kind of the outdoor recreation plans for the spring as well. So those things are already in motion.
Okay, one question. Are they actually starting the work in the rec center, or are you still waiting for that to go through and for them to get somebody who will do the work?
Yeah, we're still waiting on that. There's no work being done right now at all. The center will be winterized fairly soon because the temperature is changing. But at this time, there is no work being done.
Oh, that's a shame.
It
So
is,
you more
yes.
than likely won't have it for the spring or summer.
I can't confirm as of yet, but again, nothing's being done right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
any questions to follow up on St. James? All right, anybody on from the Williamsbridge Oval Recreation Center? I know
Sarah.
Oh, good, Sarah, go ahead.
So we have I want to say thank you for all the support. We had a great turnout for our haunted house with over 650 people coming through, and the pumpkin party, which we did on a Saturday with some games and activities for the kids. We had over 450 people for that. So it was very nice events, and we had a lot of support from the community, so which was wonderful to see. We are planning our Winter Wonderland, which is celebrating all winter holidays, including arts and crafts. We'll also be having pictures with Santa, and that is going to be Saturday, December 10th, and from 12:30 to 3 o'clock. We are also started some evening classes here. So we have like a hip hop hit workout, a light feet dance class, line dancing, basic quilting are all happening at 6:30 in the evening. Obviously, I know it gets dark earlier, but if people are looking for classes during that time period, we just started those as well.
That's great. And I understand, Sarah, that you will have a few performers for us for the tree lighting, correct?
Yes, we have have it after school again now. So we have kids who actually just saw them practicing today. They're learning the steps and everything, so they'd be really excited to perform for the tree lighting.
That will be great. Okay, thank you.
Now,
Any
what
questions?
about the classical music?
Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you. We have our classical music concert that's happening next Tuesday, and that'll be at 1 in the afternoon. So Tuesday, November 15th at 1 o'clock. It's free. It's open to the public. We welcome groups. So we're looking at school groups coming and, anyone else who'd like to attend. And I've sent the flyer out, but I'll resend it out to you.
Right, yes, we did get it. And the person who organized that group lives in my neighborhood. So every time I run into her, she reminds me, November 15th, November 15th. Good, thank you for remembering. All right. Any other questions for Sarah? All right, report from the Friends group. Let's start in the north with Friends of Marshalloo Parkland. Elizabeth, are you on?
Yes, I did share with in the chat already 2 flyers. If you guys have any pumpkins to disregard, please don't throw them in the trash. Actually, don't throw any food in the trash. Bring it over to 3400 Reservoir Oval, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and put them in the green bin. That address is located behind Williamsbridge Oval. So you can cross over and drop it in there. And then the second flyer that I shared with all is just a daffodil annual planting that we do. And that's going to be on November 19th. Refreshments and snacks will be served because it's probably going to be a cool day. So get ready for a little bit of hot chocolate. But we're going to meet at the Welcome Garden, which is at the corner of Bainbridge and East Marshalloo Parkway North.
Bainbridge and East.
From 9 to 3. Some are coming
Okay.
at 10, but it's from 9 to 3.
Great.
We are going to be having the explorers with us that day as well.
Oh, good, very good. All right, and you, of course, are going to be working with us for the tree lighting, Elizabeth, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, that's good.
Elizabeth,
All right.
what happened with
Go
the vision march walk you did on Saturday?
Oh, right, yeah.
The visioning that was done with the group, with the landscape group, they did a great job. So they're going to review it, I guess, and keep us updated.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, we'll move to the Friends of DeVoe. Toby?
Yes, so Friends of DeVoe on November 5th did a daffodil park planting. We did it from 10 to 12. And then we also connected with, accidentally though, connected with everyone who was helping out on the aqueduct walk cleanup.
Or, okay.
Yeah. So
How far
we
you go, Toby, on the walk cleanup?
the walk cleanup began at West 190th, and it went all the way up to Kingsbridge. And by the way, it's looking really nice.
Good.
It's still from time to time, and it's the same issue with the vote. People are dropping furniture and household items, grills, and things like that. So when I see those things, I put in the 311 alert so that we can get that taken care of.
Okay. Thank you very much for all you do for the.
Thank you. We're supposed to be doing a tree lighting as well. I don't have a date yet, but we'll be meeting this week, so I'll be able to update us about that. Okay?
Okay, that's
Via
great. I
email.
believe last year, am I correct in assuming?
Yes, we
Okay.
did it last year as well.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, any other reports from any of the other parks? All right, hopefully we'll get a few more groups going for Poe and St. James, because I think they're a big asset to our community to have, like the Friends of Marshallou Parkland and the Friends of DeVoe. All right, anything else that anybody would like to bring up? Again, we will be having another planning meeting for the tree lighting, and I will make sure that the notices get out to the committee. If you're available, please join us. If you're not, that's okay too. So our next meeting will be at the tree lighting at 6 o'clock on the 8th of December. And other than that, what would you like? Well, I'm not even going to say what would you like discussed on the next agenda, because that won't be until January, and you can email me if something comes up that you would like me to put on the
Barbara,
agenda.
you have two hands up.
Oh, okay,
One
I can't
is,
see on the
yes,
phone.
no, it's okay. One is from Chad, and then the other one is from AJ.
Okay, Chad, go ahead, and then AJ after Chad. Go ahead, Chad.
Hey, Barbara. First, I want to congratulate you and be recognized in the Norwood News for your service on the board. Your picture was on page 6. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So I want to also just bring, and I think Carla may have answered it. I was going to ask if any information came forth regarding a permit request at Bronx Victory Memorial, since some folks have been asking about the veterans events for which we don't have a date yet.
I would think perhaps Carla could call over, because I don't think Joe would be able to give us the information, even if you had asked earlier, because he does maintenance and they have another section that handles the permits. So I will have Carla call over and see, if it's been processed, or if you have to wait a little longer or whatever, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
right.
Chad, we applied for the permit. We're just waiting to hear back.
Got you.
Oh, you did it. Thank you, Carla.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks, Carla. Thanks, Barbara.
AJ, are you on? Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify about the conflict of interest laws. A few of you come here and talk from friends groups, and I wanted to know, by the conflicts of interest law in the city charter, you're supposed to recuse yourselves from matters like that. If staff can check up on that and get back to me, please.
All right, thank you. Any other concerns that anybody would like to raise? I apologize for having all this trouble with my internet, and hopefully it'll be straightened out soon. Do we have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to close. This is Gwen.
Thank you, Gwen. And do we have a second?
I second. This is Toby.
Toby, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Good night, everybody, and
Good night.
we'll see one another on the 8th,
On the 8th,
Okay.
yes.
if not before, at a general meeting.
Merry
Yes.
Christmas.